Get started.
That's
Show that stuff. Don't show that stuff.
that's the
Don't show
Patreon piece.
That is a Patreon piece you guys missed out.
That's right.
Welcome,
That's right.
everybody. Welcome to the chat room. Welcome to Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, Instagram Live.
If it's live, we got it.
We're on it.
Yeah. Live. Is this live? Was it Memorex?
Oh, man. That's awesome.
Oh, man.
Funny.
Welcome,
Hey,
everybody.
They don't
Welcome.
have. By the way, they don't have memorable commercials like that these days.
No, not really. No.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of. Can you think of maybe there's like one or two memorable. It's live. Dave Sampson's in the house. He says it's live.
Hello. Welcome. It's been a while.
Hey, joke's on you.
Who's
We're
that?
not live. This is actually a recording.
Oh, we got a new member, Dave Sampson. Look at this. Good to see you. Nice. Hey, welcome to the room.
Hey, is this conference weekend? What's going on? Yeah, welcome, Dave. Welcome to have you. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've seen you around.
Always
I don't
nice.
know who that guy is. He used to be my promoter for my projects and stuff. I don't know what's going on. I haven't gotten anything.
Yeah, it's not anymore.
Well, you haven't done anything, so there's that.
Hey, oh, that's true. That's true. Hey, I got something to show you guys.
Oh,
yeah, just
show us
something
that?
while we wait for anybody to join us in the chat room. As you guys know, we do this.
I like when you
Yeah,
go ahead.
we do a little
see
show
what
and
you got.
tell.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's some good stuff.
All right. So as you know, I am a Star Wars fan.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
don't
be talking
say.
about Star Wars tonight, by the way.
Oh.
I have lots of collectible things. I mean, lots, and then more lots.
You have a few.
So a lot, and I also have a lot of robots, a lot of remote control pieces, a lot of just things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's Bluetooth or radio controlled or whatever. So I've got like, an R2D2, a BB-8, an R2D2, a BB-8, a R5D4.
Okay.
I'm
writing them down. Go ahead.
An R2D2 and a BB-8, something like that. Somewhere like along those lines, right? For Star Wars droids. Anyway, I happen to be in a place where just unexpected place, and I'm looking for some, something for someone. Not so the specifics aren't important. No, but I happen to go down an aisle, and in this aisle, I'm like, what is this? I haven't even seen this before. And this is what I found.
Why he's getting that. You know what, Game God? He always sends us pictures of things. We didn't see this picture. I promise you
we
that.
did it.
Look at this. This is
that's why we didn't see it.
Yeah, this is certainly a droid that was in a Fallen Order. You probably we saw this in Star Wars, I think.
Mm-hmm. You saw it
anyway,
in, Book
Force
of Boba,
Awakens?
was it? Force? No, it was in also one of the Disney Plus.
Oh,
shows.
was it Disney Plus? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and it was in the
and I'm
video
like,
game.
It was definitely in the video game, The Force Awakens, or not? The Fallen Jedi.
Fallen Jedi.
Anyway,
Fallen Order.
Oh, is that
Yeah,
did I say
one
Fallen
of
Order?
those.
Same thing.
Order,
I know what you're talking about.
It's the best looking one on the.
I have not opened it. I have not opened it.
Pixar,
but
Dave says.
It is. It
They
is.
said from Pixar.
Well, you can't deny this right here,
No.
Dave. That says Star.
Oh wait, Bluetooth. I
Wars.
see that on there.
I saw the Bluetooth.
Yeah, it's Bluetooth. So it is controlled by your phone and then the app and all that good stuff. So.
Yeah, I like when they get the little air motions on the pictures. It look like he goes really fast.
Right.
Yeah, really fast.
Really.
We're gonna talk about really fast tonight. I think in one of our things that we're talking about. Anyway,
Are we gonna talk about it really fast or slow?
I'm excited. I'm excited about that. I don't know if I'll ever open it, but I want to.
Yeah, you should.
Look at Dave, the
Usually-
lamp and the ball. That's what he calls it, the lamp and the ball.
Well, I have a lamp that looks exactly like it right here. It's true. It would just jump up and down. It would be Pixar all over again.
You got anything else, Moose?
Come on, Moose.
I got plenty, but no, for now, this is what I'm showing
one
you.
more, Moose. Give us one more.
I do have a few things. So
Okay.
I'd like to share. Yeah.
Oh, let's please reveal.
I will.
Yes,
Well, one of you can
go.
see behind me that Game God said I had to have put together by the next podcast. So you can see. You see the helmet,
Yes,
the Lego
yes,
Mini
I
helmet
can see it.
there.
I wasn't going to say nothing because I didn't want to give you that credit, but okay, I got you now.
Oh, yeah, make sure you have that put together, and here it is.
There it is.
There's one of them anyway.
Good.
Star Wars X-wing fighter helmet.
Yes.
Who'd you pay and how much?
Whatever.
I don't know if you have that kind of skill.
I don't normally pick these kinds of things up. I am not, just so you guys
rubbing
know.
off on him, Moose. You're rubbing off on him.
Well, I just happened to see it, and I was like, yeah, why not get it? Because, well, me and my wife were out shopping, and I was shopping before, and I said, oh, I got to pick these up. They're a Harry Potter wand series. And I was like, let me get a couple of them.
Are they miniature or they're full size? Full size,
but they're like the series where you open it. It's like the opening a box. You don't know what it's in it.
Right.
So,
right. Okay. Yes, I know. I've seen these. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you, we didn't see a picture of this either. So go ahead.
No, you didn't. Well, we got them a couple of hers. Got them for her, and she just enjoyed what she got, and she's like, "All right, I gotta go some more." Because there's until 9 in each series, so we go back. Yeah. We pick. They
have the good. They have the good, and they have the bad series, right?
I didn't see any bad in any of these. I would have been happy with any of them.
Then you got the good. You got all the good series, so you didn't see the other box, which is the bad guys.
Well, I mean,
I like what Dave says too. I swear I never do this, but
yeah. So,
famous last words.
With that, so I'm in this place. I'm looking at all the toys. I'm like, okay, there's nothing I see here. And so we go somewhere else to like the gaming electronics piece, and I'm like, what? What is this? Why is it this over in the toy section? And so I'm like, so I had to stop. I had to pick this up.
Yes.
This is Zombie Iron Man. I don't have this. Is my only.
And that's the big one. Yeah,
it is the big one. Yeah, it's my only vinyl pop that I own. Yeah. And so it's a bobblehead as well.
Listen, so that's the beginning of the end for him. So now he's gonna start collecting them.
And this other one I had to get because I've never seen one this good. And this is probably my top 5 favorite animated shows ever.
LeBron James.
So, how'd you know? So in the detail, when I looked at it, I was like, this is incredible. So here's, let me give the music. You guys know what this is.
Gargoyles, yes.
That detail is
man, I like that.
Yeah. He comes with extra pieces. You can make different attachments, but man,
you need to go ahead and box that up and send it over to me.
It was boxed. That's why it's out now, so I could keep it right
now. Wait, what else? He's got more? One more
thing. This is no big deal. Wait, something for Gigi.
There's more.
Because Gigi posted about this, and I was like, I have that. This is really cool.
Okay. And, let's see what he got.
Based on something coming up. Here it is. The Stranger Things, Dungeons and Dragons.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Man, I want that. Send me that too in the box. Go ahead and start that up.
Yeah. Yeah, checks in the mail.
Moose, I want you to know, Moose, he did tell me he was going to send that to you. So if he doesn't, let me know.
Okay. You
let him know now.
Dave says nothing is as cool as my Felix the Cat clock.
Well, there you go.
Well,
and it ticks.
That's debatable. That's debatable.
Dave, I can always count on you. I take back what I said earlier today. I'm sorry.
So I had a good week. It was pretty exciting. So
man, yeah,
that is good stuff.
Game God?
What is it? Hey, exactly. I rehash what I got last week.
Don't let me down. That was last week. Come on, what have you done for me lately?
Hey, here it is. It'll never be cut.
Is that the sword from Lord of the Rings?
So this is a sword. Yeah, Lord of the Rings. Sword of Owens.
Says the attorney, debate me.
Listen, I can. The difference is in this courtroom, I'm also judge. I'm also judge.
Right.
Yeah.
Because today,
as Game God can attest, it could easily go my way. It's just like that, that's yeah. It doesn't even matter. It's just like that. It's like
objection.
Thanos. Yeah.
Objection.
Let's see. Of course, there is the almighty. I call this the Johnny Depp effect. This is where we mute somebody. Yeah, we keep them up there. Where we mute them. That's the Johnny Depp effect.
That's funny.
We got 6 more viewers for that one.
What? They said Johnny Depp?
Oh,
Amber Heard? What?
Put that in the tag for this post.
We need to. I need some more. I need some more viewers. All right. Well, I guess we should start. I guess.
Yeah. Let's get started.
I don't know if that's what. We're talking about some stuff tonight. Let me see if this works. All right, here we go. Social media is everywhere, and I know you're on it. So let's talk about what we posted about this past week. Also, with the Halo finale coming, or past, it's now coming for us to talk about it. Yeah, Star Wars always on the docket. Vanity Fair and Kathleen Kennedy had a lot to say. There is a most recent Thor trailer. It's just a trailer, folks. Just stay tuned.
According to Wikipedia, a nerd is a person seen as overly intellectual, obsessive, introverted, or lacking social skills. Many so-called nerds are described as being shy, quirky, pedantic, and unattractive. We're here to prove Wikipedia right.
Oh, look who they let in.
This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. If it's fantasy, sci-fi, gaming, movies, interviews, we're talking about it. We're talking about it. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, and here's your host, Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike.
Welcome to Podcasts for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. That's right. Episode number 346. On our way to 350. I can't believe it. I'll always say that when we get close to big numbers. I can't believe it. We have the crew here tonight. All three gentlemen are live, not Memorex, not recorded. Thanks for joining us on your favorite podcast app, wherever you listen. And all we ask for you to do is pay $1 a month for us to keep going. That's really all we ask.
Yeah,
no, we don't ask that. We just ask you to share it. We ask you to share it. You can pay $1 a month though, and you'll get some cool stuff. But we have no way to accept your $1 payment a month now. So
speak for yourself. You can.
We gotta work for that.
I got Cash App. I got Venmo.
all those are like hackable. I think, right?
Yes,
all those are just like
I don't know.
You use it one time, and you're like, hey, wait a minute. I didn't send $5. Oh, $20. What's another one? $30. What's this? And then all of a sudden you got to change, you got to change your phone number. You got to delete it from your phone. Anyway,
I know a lot of people use some of those places. I don't want to get
but
anything, so I'm not going to.
Well, I want you to do me a favor. Go look up the stats and see how many people are scammed from it as well. Hey, listen, you do what you want. It's your money. I'm just telling you, it's not on my phone. That's all I'm telling you.
Hey, I just want to go on the record and say, Moose, that shirt you're wearing today,
you like that?
Spiffy. That's nice.
You like that? You like that? That's good,
like that shirt. Right
it's a little flower. So for those who can't see, it's just got some flowers on it. They're blue. Well, it's a kind of a blue flowers and
short sleeve.
It is short sleeve.
Nice.
It's kind of like my summer. It's like my summer shirt. Like
is that the one with the SPF and if it pulls the
Are we starting to get summer moose? Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, I'm in the middle of Hades here. So I'm not sure if we're talking about summer or Hades. So this is Florida. This is Florida, man.
Hey,
this is,
you know what what's funny, Gigi, is the other day Moose was saying, man, it was hot the other day. It was really dry heat. It was so hot. I was like, yeah, I feel you, brother. I feel you all day long, all summer long.
Listen.
Hey, and then he responds with, "Oh, you don't know what heat is." You don't know what heat is.
I'm used to humidity. It was just dry. It was like, ooh, it's like a hair dryer. It's like it's ridiculous. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you're in a place that is cooler. I mean, not hotter or whatever. Whatever you call it. Although I would say you are in the desert, so you should be. But I'm just saying we have humidity here, and we didn't have any. That's all I'm saying.
Well, and this all started with me just complimenting your shirt.
Thank you. But it is a summer shirt. They're flowers. These are. I think this is made in Hawaii or something. So I'm ready to go. Yeah, starting my summer right.
I like that. That. And you can tell it's humidity. The hat's on the
school. Yeah, exactly. School's out. You know what I mean? School's out. You got to wear your summer vacation
Floridians be like, dang, it's 85 degrees outside, scorch it.
Yeah, no, that's not true. It's 85 today. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
85 is a spring day. It's like, it's cool out.
No, listen, yeah, that's correct. And the difference is I'm not gonna get this is not a weather podcast.
This is not a weather podcast. Just don't go down that rabbit hole.
What's the difference, Moose? I want to hear what's the difference.
No, I don't want to hear the difference. Let's move on to a topic.
I'll tell you right now, you don't sweat in Las Vegas. You sweat buckets in Florida. That's the difference.
Well, and I'd rather sweat than not sweat.
Mike, can you verify?
Yeah, I can verify. I'd rather sweat than not sweat because then you know when you're having a heat stroke. Because if there's no more sweat in Florida, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble. That's why I was like, it's a hair dryer. Where's the humidity? I need the humidity. Is it comparable? Magic Mike, you've lived in both places. I've been in both places, but I've never lived in Vegas. Tell me, is it comparable to Florida?
So it absolutely is comparable. It just depends on what you have. So there's pros and cons to both. You have the beach. You have the wind coming off the beach versus here it's coming off the desert. So it is the hair dryer. Here, if you stand in the shade here, you feel the difference because the sun's not beating you. In Florida, you don't feel the difference because the humidity is still there. So there's pros and cons. You just have to know they're both very, very hot. I can tell you that. I don't want to be in either. How about that?
I will tell you this.
Thank you, meteorologist Magic Mike.
Yes.
In the connecting 48 states in the United States, I know we have international listeners, but in the connecting 48 states, Florida is the only subtropical state. So the only other tropical state would be Hawaii. So we're subtropical. So
hey, I like what Dave put up there. Florida is Tatooine in the summer.
Tatooine.
He said.
Tatooine.
That's right. That's how you say it over here in the middle of the country.
Hey, Googly. I'm gonna go to search that on Googly. And
oh my gosh.
Hey, I always got to make it fun, you know.
You do always make it fun. Thank you, Game God. All right, let's move on to our first topic, though. I want to get this thing underway. You guys can crack me up.
What topic?
Listen, I want to talk a little bit about. Should we start it off with a little Thor trailer? Did you guys see that?
Yeah,
trailer?
Yeah. Let's start it off there.
This is a new trailer, by the way, a new round 2 trailer for Thor.
Mm-hmm.
It showed a ton more in this trailer, almost to the detriment. But when you see the trailer, you'll know exactly what I mean when I say it showed a ton more.
And to a detriment.
And it's to a detriment. Yeah. So sorry.
You flick too hard.
What'd you think? Let's go Game Guy. What'd you think of Game Guy?
And so 2 trains of thoughts here for me. First of all, I'm like, okay, this is a much better trailer than the first trailer. Okay. And I'm like, I like this. I watched it 3 times. I'm like, got a little humor in the trailer, shows you the bad guy, supposed bad guy. And then after the 3rd time, I was like, I feel like I watched the movie. I think I'm good. I don't think I have to go. So where I'm at with it is that you guys let me know when you go watch it if it's the same as the trailer. Go ahead. Magic Mike, that's up to you.
Magic Mike.
Hey, listen, as I started to watch this, again, like you guys said, there was quite a bit shown. It did make me want to go see it, though, this time, because the first trailer we saw, I was like, I'm not so sure. Maybe I'll go see it, maybe I won't, but this definitely makes me want to go see it. But a couple things here is that I did not know we were going to get to see Dad Bod Zeus. I was not aware that was coming. I just felt like.
And by the way, that was
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah. Well, if you guys remember during the Super Bowl commercial, we got to see Arnold Schwarzenegger as Zeus, and I thought I'd rather have Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm just saying the look was there versus Russell Crowe. I'll just say that and move on past it because I was a little disappointed with that.
His flick is second to none.
His flick is second to none. I do like Christian Bale as the God Butcher because he could pull Batman for that and have the same type of attitude, mentality. So I think he's going to do really good with this. It's a new villain that we get to see, which is nice. Because sometimes you don't want to, you never want to see the same things over and over again. Once we move on, this is what I'm kind of expecting to see, something different, but not something that we've already seen with other characters. But I'm still on the fence about whether it's going to be rank among the top Marvel movies. But it certainly makes me want to watch it more. This trailer.
Yeah, it's funny that you both said the same thing that I was thinking, and that is, yeah, it started off really good, and I go, wow, this now you've piqued my interest in watching the movie, until you flick too hard, and then all of a sudden I go, no, I don't want to see that. But it is interesting. I thought they were going to introduce Voldemort in this series. I really did. I was like, oh, here he is, Voldemort. I can't believe they're going to say his name, and they never said his name. So I'm like, oh, it's definitely Voldemort. Definitely Voldemort. Definitely. Yeah, I got Gore the God Butcher is an interesting concept for a new bad guy. I mean, I guess it works. I definitely agree with you, Magic Mike, that he could play that off and pull in the Batman that he portrayed or in the Dark Knight, things like that. That type of sound. And anyway, yeah, I think that looked good. He played a good Voldemort. But other than that, I was starting to think of the stuff that we saw previously was just the storytelling bit. So it was just all of the stuff that the storytelling was about from what's the Thor's buddies?
Yeah. Oh, you know
what I'm talking about. Yeah, the Rock guy. Rockman. Yeah, Rockman. According to Game God, he is the Rockman. And you see that and you're like, okay, that's what we're seeing in the other trailers. We're seeing that whole this is the and that's why it's all rainbowy and clouds or see, you don't get this because it seems really dark in this particular trailer. It seems more dark of a movie than what you got in the other trailers, like Love and Thunder. Like, no, that's not what you're getting. Let's be honest.
His name is Korg, by the way.
Korg, that's it. Korg, yeah.
So I wanna springboard a little bit off of Gore real quick. I had to look him up because I'm like, I'm not familiar with him. And apparently he is he almost kills Thor in the comic books way back when. Until the Thor had to pull a lightning bolt from the sky and knock them both out. He takes Thor to the edge. I had to say, well, what kind of powers this guy has? And the only thing that comes up is his abilities are at least 3,000 years of combat experience and is skilled enough with weapons to duel with gods with ease.
So nothing. Yeah.
Well, thanks for ruining the movie for me there, Game God. That he almost kills Thor. Thanks. The movie is
yeah. So well, come on, man. Thor he signed on for 2 more movies, and then he's a master torturer. So that was it. I'm like,
so he's like a Gollum, Voldemort, and he's like combined. He's like crossing universes here. Just to be where he's at. Yeah.
Well, and if you notice, I didn't say that was a good villain. I just said Christian Bale will make a good villain.
Yeah,
so we'll leave it at that.
Correct.
So do you think he's the only villain?
Yeah, I do.
I do too.
That's sad.
Well, what else are they going to bring in? Because again, we're seeing a changeover. So I don't know that we're
you got too many heroes. You can't bring in that many villains. Come on.
Yep.
Well, I think that's what's lacks right now is the villains. We got 200 heroes for 5 villains. I'm like, man, there's not enough bad guys in the world.
Man, that's crazy. I counted like 3 villains.
So. I was gonna say, name them, please.
Yeah. No, don't make me name them, please. Don't make me name them.
He's got to look.
We already know what you. We already know that I butchered Tatooine, so I don't want to. So, but I think I'm to sum it up for you guys. For me, is I will watch it. I just feel like I watched it already.
Yeah. And we know the ending. The ending is it's Thor transition of Thor. Thor wins. But which Thor? That's the question.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
All right. Let's move on. That was Thor. The new trailer. If you haven't seen it, no, you just have.
You're lying about that.
How about Halo finale? Ooh. I did not see it. Now, can you really spoil this though? Honestly,
okay. Well, you actually can spoil this episode, the last episode.
Really?
You can, but not. You can, but you can't. And I'm gonna go take this first. And so first, I have a beef to pick with both you guys. Because I gotta tell you, you guys gave me a hard time last week about not being caught up on Thor. You're like, hey man, you got to catch up.
You only beef with one guy with Thor, not being caught up on Thor.
Yeah, but no, I have beef with both of y'all because let me tell you, you know what?
Which Thor did you catch? Did I give you beef?
Yeah, there you go. Halo.
So you said. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I know what I said. Now I know what I said, but that's how powerful the trailer Thor was.
Love and Thunder is to you. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So Halo, you guys both got into my not keeping up with Halo last week, and I thought you guys are my friends, and I got to tell you, I mean, friends don't let friends watch Halo, and that's just the honest truth. I mean, you just don't do that. And on top of that, I did figure out how to watch it, Moose. Finally, I figured out how to watch Halo and be excited about it.
Okay.
All you need to do is just take out the title Halo, take out a few names like, Master Chief, The Covenant, and it's a great show.
A great sci-fi flick.
Yes, and you're in there watching it going, oh, I like this. I can get with this. If you take out everything else. But I will say about this last one, Moose, and what you'll enjoy watching is you finally get some of the game involved. Finally, you get some.
Okay. Well,
it's not even all of it. You just get some of the game involved.
Before I said I didn't see it, and that's my fault. However, it's not my fault because in the previous couple of episodes, remember when we saw that warthog, and when they got on the warthog, and they were
for a whopping 10 seconds.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, but this was so interesting. This was a Boba Fett moment. This is a Boba Fett biker gang moment for me because the warthog. I heard this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the meantime, I'm thinking, oh man, it must be going like at least 60, 70, 80 miles an hour on this thing. And when I look at the TV, when I hear it, I look at the TV, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. And I think they were moving at about 10 or 11 miles an hour.
You might be running RPM side. They were running RPM. And
I was like, I think you could probably run and beat this. Just saying. Yeah, I don't think it ever got out of first gear, and I think there's something wrong with first gear. This thing was moving slow. What was going on?
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was.
So you're telling me that it's going to be different than that episode?
It is different.
Absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely. So I'm gonna take the reins from here. I can tell you, Moose, this is one of those things where if you watch the first and the last, you would have been fine. I can tell you.
I'm not sure about the first. Honestly, Game God, I'm not sure about the
first. Okay, the last 20 minutes of the first episode. And this episode, right? Okay. So there was 9 episodes in Halo, which is weird that it ends at a 9episode run.
Well, there was originally supposed to be 10, by the way. Originally, it was supposed to be 10.
I thought I had at least one more week to catch up. So
someone,
why was I going to catch up?
But I got to tell you, this probably was the best episode of the series.
Oh, don't tell me that. Give me a break.
No, probably it is.
It's really? The best Yes, the best episode of the series. You finally see what you wanted to see in the show, right? And that is a fight between Master Chief and the Covenant. And this was not a 5-minute fight.
Yeah.
This is probably half the episode.
Okay. So just like the video game.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
You get a lot of video game feel in it.
Yes. So you had the grunts, you had the elite soldiers, you had Gorilla Man. I mean, you had, it was good. Now, my only gripe for this episode is that it looked too CG'd. And like there was times where they do the live action piece, and you can be like, can we have donated a couple $100 more to make that look better? because there was a scene where I won't tell you who, so you can watch it, but there was a person walking with one of the elites, and I'm like, the elite is walking slow, but it looked like from 1972 graphics, and then the human is like, I'm like,
well,
that's bad green. That's bad green screen.
Well, see, that's the trick's on you. So you're fooled because in '72 we didn't use CGI. we used mocap. No, we didn't. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm pretty sure mocap would have been better in this scene.
No, mocap would have definitely been better. No, we actually use a stop motion. So we use clay figures,
claymation.
And then claymation, stop motion capture, and no mocap though.
Hey, listen, what it does is go ahead, Game On.
Yeah, so what it was just bad green screen for some of the scenes. But I got to tell you, overall, it did a great job. And I think Mike, I'm not sure if you mentioned it or not. Maybe it was me. It felt like it's been forever. We got what we wanted from Cortana. So I think that that's the piece you want to see, Moose. I think. What do you think, Mike? Is that something we said?
I agree. Yes. No, we didn't say it, but I agree. We're saying it now. Oh, we mean what we wanted. Yes, we finally got it. But I agree with that only to the point of I feel like that we got such bad episodes leading up to this that this one seems great.
Well, that's right. Maybe the bar got lowered.
I don't think it's a great episode, but it is what we wanted. This is what we should have had throughout the
first
series.
Episode.
Maybe the first or second episode for sure, and then should have taken it from there instead. And this seems to be a theme lately, right? That we're ending where we should start. And I don't know. I don't know what if they're doing it just to keep the storyline going. Maybe I don't know.
Well, I was going to ask you: is this a TV type, series type, event that we keep seeing? If this is the main theme, is that they can't do it? Hey, I want to talk a little bit about our social media post last week. I think that's important, but I also want to mention Star Wars Vanity Fair. Kathleen Kennedy was in Vanity Fair. You guys didn't see this interview. I know that you read about it, but we talk about TV series, and in this interview, she talks specifically about moving away from the Skywalker saga altogether from Star Wars, and that how the future isn't really trilogies, it's in TV. And so does this mean now that we're trying to get subscribers to Disney Plus, and more of that is more money because it's more revenue than going to a featured film in the movie theater, and if that's the case, I'm a little concerned actually. And the whole thing for this interview with Kathleen Kennedy, I'm a little concerned because it seemed like she was really kind of dogging Star Wars a bit.
Well, and what she does, and what really bothers me is that she kind of bases it off of one movie. She kind of blames Solo for all of this happening.
She does.
And
Dave Sampson's in the chat room. I want him to keep his ears peeled because she did say some things about Solo. Go ahead.
But here's the problem that I have with that, with trying to blame it on Solo, with not trying, but blaming it on Solo, is that it was a good movie, but there were a lot more things there were more storylines in Solo versus Solo. And so he was not the star in that movie. If you watch it again, you'll see that they brought in a few other characters, which they should. I mean, Lando Calrissian, they needed Chewie to come in. Those were good. But like his girlfriend, she was she was a lead in the movie. We don't need that in the Solo movie she took a big chunk of his story. And I get there's building moments in your life where it makes you who you are, but it wasn't until the end even of that movie, if you think about it, that we got to know who he was. And so that's kind of the point, is that if we're treating this, like you're saying, Moose, if we treat Solo, which is what thinking about it now is how we've treated the TV series, and that is we're wait for the last minute to show what we want to show or to make it what it is. And so for her to blame that, I think she needs to revisit the fact that Solo may not have been successful because of them.
Well, that's a great point. I think that this was the first movie they did outside of the Skywalker saga. Was that, if I'm remembering
that
correctly?
Might be true.
Sure.
So I mean, listen, if it is the first, when you do first, you take risks, right? That doesn't mean you abandon it, right? It means you look at it and say, okay, you know what, that didn't work. Let's tweak it. Let's make it different. What I got out of this interview was that it almost feels like she doesn't want to do movies, like you said, Moose, but she wants to stick with everything but movies. She wants to do TV shows. They mentioned something about virtual reality. I'm like, and I'm okay with because I've played the virtual reality. Mike has played a little bit of the virtual reality stuff, and I'm okay with that if they keep expanding upon it, right? But I think this interview made her seem like it was a cash grab for her. And I think that's the big issue that I have with this interview, is that, yes, we understand it's a franchise. You wanted to keep making money. You wanted to keep growing and expanding, right? But when you come out blatantly and you seem like you just say, hey, we're going to put anything together that's Star Wars and we're going to make something out of it and we'll make money. That's what it came off to me.
Yeah. And the reality is, as an example, Boba Fett wasn't what we expected. Mandalorian is what came in, and I don't want to say saved it, but it sure made it what we wanted it to be. And so you can't just stick with the TV shows either if you're not going to do them right.
So they're talking about, kind of moving away from all of these legacy characters. That means all of the original characters. So how long do we think that Obi-Wan is really going to last as a TV series? Or are they going to transition from Obi-Wan to someone else in the series?
Well,
and
I think funny you said. I think Obi-Wan's one season and done.
I think you might be right.
Yeah, after this article, I feel the same way, which is going to be unfortunate because Ewan McGregor really wanted to do this. He wanted to do this show. So
yeah, so that's so anybody looking to capitalize on Obi-Wan, I mean, I think this series is going to transition to somebody else, and it will not be an Obi-Wan series. We'll see something else in the Star Wars TV lineup, but I don't think Obi-Wan has a longevity.
I do want to point out, she did mention one little comment on there that I thought was interesting. She mentions they asked about Rian Johnson, and you know how he was originally supposed to do some trilogy and stuff like that, and how it hasn't. Well, she mentioned to him that if anyone wants to come into the Star Wars universe, they need to know that it's a 3, 4, 5 year commitment, that you can't step in for 1 year, shoot something, and then walk away. And Rian Johnson, currently he's doing something on Netflix. I think Knives Out. He's doing a project on Netflix.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's got this. It's a second move. There's a second movie on Netflix.
Yes.
So I don't know if he's got like 3 or whatever he signed, but it's funny she says that. So what do you think that's the message going to anyone who wants to come into the universe? Hey, if you come to us, you're stuck with us for a while.
Well, I think the list should be pretty long of people that would like to work in the Star Wars universe. They may not like the Star Wars Disney universe as much as just Star Wars universe, and that could pose a problem for them in the future. And I guess I don't know. I think that having a 3 or 5 year commitment to Star Wars and Disney, in my personal opinion, I'm on board. You need me to be. What do you need me to do? Do I need to sweep up after the Tauntauns? Because I'm good with that. Well, I'll do it.
To your point, Moose, I think that's probably the one good thing I got out of that article was that piece, because you should demand that from people coming in that want to work on Star Wars, because it needs to be carried forward to be able to carry that story and not just get the switchovers as we got from one movie to another. Oh, we're going to change the story. We got to correct this storyline. Now we're going to change this storyline. Yeah. And that's because of the lack of that commitment. So that's the part I like.
Yeah. Well, she does mention Solo being in that, being the downfall or the start of the downfall with the new piece, and how, of course, you can imagine Harrison Ford not being Han Solo is, that's a big thing, and it seemed like they were blaming a lot of people in that failure. And that's do people really want to see a backstory of Han Solo? My answer to that is no, they didn't. They didn't want to see it. Let me live it in my mind. I don't need to see it. Show me something else though. I would like to see something else. And I was excited to get Obi-Wan. I'm afraid that it won't be long. So
yeah.
And what does that mean for the future of Star Wars? Not quite sure. I mean, because if it's only in TV shows, it'll make a lot of people happy. And there's going to be even more people sad, though, because it won't, like we just talked about, you won't really get the punch until the last episode. And so at least in a movie, that punch could come early. I mean, you see a ship fall because they're using, the Force, and a ship crashes. You think Chewie's on the ship. That doesn't happen during the TV series. Nobody's doing that.
You don't have enough screen time per episode to get that kind of emotion. And I think that's the part that's missing.
That's the difference.
You'll get it in a movie in, 2-3 hour run. But when you're watching a show, the way they make shows these days, 30 to 40 minutes, you packing so much into it. You're cutting out, you're trimming the fat, which is fine. But at the same time, when you trim the fat, you also trim emotions, you trim attachment, and you're just watching just the meat of it. And I think as much as we may like that, we also like those attachments, like you said, Chewie going down with the ship supposedly. Yeah. So I think it's good to have shows. I think it's great to have movies, but when you eliminate one or the other, I think you're missing a huge piece, and you just miss it.
Well, not just eliminate, but you shrink down what you want to do. You're saying, we're not going to do this anymore. We're not going to do the legacy characters. We're not going to do this. When you do that, that takes away, either you have to come back with it and you're saying, oh, well, that's what they said. They're going back on it. Or you take it down and then you're stuck with something. You're stuck with going a certain direction, and then you have to make an excuse why Solo wasn't any good. That's just where we end up. But like you said, Moose, the scary part is, where does this leave us with Star Wars?
Yeah.
Because now we were asking a question 2 or 3 years ago, maybe longer ago, is it too much Star Wars? And now we're worried, are we going to get enough Star Wars?
I forgot about that question. You're right.
You're absolutely right, Magic Man. That's a good one. Yeah. Anyway, well, more to come. More to come as it still fires away. So
yeah, I got some good news about a movie though. If you want to hear something.
Yeah, tell me.
Versus the bad news we just heard. So we had talked and we actually posted about director John Watts as he exits Fantastic Four reboot, right? And so you got to wonder, so does that mean the movie's gone? Does that mean they got to reshoot everything? What does that mean for what's going on in Fantastic Four? Well, and then the fans got what they really wanted with John Krasinski being Mr. Fantastic, right?
Yes,
and,
Reed Richards, baby.
We wanted that Reed Richards. Well, our sources tell us that yes, Mr. Fantastic himself, Reed Richards, John Krasinski will direct and act in the new Fantastic Four movie.
Hey, now I'm all for it. I'm all for that because he's shown that he could do it. He's done some sci-fi already with The Quiet Place. Yeah, 1 and 2. He was acting in it. He directed his wife in it. I think that was his wife. Was it a real?
Yeah, Emily Blunt. Yes.
Yeah, I think it is.
It was during that. It was during that the movie that they got together. So.
Yeah. So anyway, that's incredible. So I'm all for it. And as long as he will take a commitment to understand, I think he would to understand, the true marvel of Reed Richards. That's going to be amazing.
Yeah, and I've seen a picture of a post with Emily Blunt being
Invisible Woman.
Yeah, Invisible Woman. Yes, I'm like Sue Storm.
I did see that. I did see that. Was that the same one that had Zac Efron as Johnny Storm?
That would be okay.
I would be okay
with that.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still on the fence with that one.
It needs to be that kind of character, so I can see
it. It does, but I don't know if it's
right.
Zac Efron. I don't know if it's Zac Efron.
Zac Efron can act, buddy. I don't know if you know this. He can pull it off.
I just can't.
Did you ever see The Greatest Showman? Did you see The Greatest Showman?
I have seen The Greatest Showman. Yes,
he does a pretty good job in that.
He does a great job.
He does. I think that's probably his best acting chops he's done.
I think it is too. I mean,
other than he's done a lot of good stuff.
Other than the High School Musical too, because I think he really.
I got that in rotation. As well.
Speaking of Marvel, the Marvel another post that we talked about was our Marvel Anatomy. If you didn't catch this is incredible. There's a book talks about the Marvel Anatomy, a scientific study of the anatomy of the superheroes. And this book is incredible. I mean, it goes into detail. We mentioned it on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. I think Game God did. But if you go through and you start looking at some of the details from this the book, and you start looking at the characters, whether it's Red Hulk or the Thing or whatever, man, the detail it goes into is incredible. And if you're a Marvel fan, this is heaven. This is heaven. This is like the old Marvel universe. If you remember the comic book, the Marvel universe, you have like a B.
Yeah.
So it goes through all the characters and breaks them down, tells you their real stats, their super stats, the background story, stuff like that. But this is just the anatomy of what makes up them. So you could see a Venom, and you see Brock going into Venom and the symbiotes, how it takes over and what it looks like inside and his tongue and how it's made up. I mean, it is incredible detail. I love this thing.
You know why Moose really loves it? I just realized, and I knew this, but I just put it together. It's because Wolverine's on the front. That's
exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And listen, I was waiting for someone to point it out. Now I got to point out a couple of things. First of all, the book's on pre-order, September 27th.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, but they still have screenshots.
Would you pay $80 for it?
It's $80. It's an $80 book, and the answer is yes, I would.
So I want you to know mine is on pre-order already. I just want you to know that. So I did a little bit more research, and I'm like, man, there's got to be other stuff. DC also has one out right now that is very similar to the Marvel one. Now I don't know if it's the DC version that's like but it's out. It's $45, right? But I was looking into it, and the pictures are very similar. Very similar to the Superman. They show Superman. They show Cheetah. They show Cyborg. So not as the picture and the drawings in the Marvel Anatomy are a lot more detailed, a lot more graphics, if you want to call it.
Right.
But it's very similar. So for half the price, that's typical. DC's half of what Marvel is. I figured I'd get it too. But I think this book is amazing. The fact that it's hardcover is even more amazing. And I think I might have to get two. One that you don't open, and one that you crease up. So I definitely was blown away with this. You're talking about 60 plus characters, 100 plus unique illustrations. Experience the Marvel universe like never before. And I think once this book comes out, I think there needs to be a docuseries on Marvel on Disney Plus. Going through this. All right, I think
that's a great idea.
I would watch it.
We would host it. What are you talking about watching it? We should host it.
Yeah, I think you could do a 10-episode run, 30 minutes a piece.
Hey, and don't give anything away until like episode 9.5.
Okay? Yeah. We do all the cheap characters in the beginning. We do the 9 and 10. We do Wolverine. We do Hulk.
But you can't watch 9 or 10 until you unlock it by watching.
Yes. But listen, guys, like I told you, I have it reserved already. September 27th. It's coming to the house. It better be here at midnight on September 27th.
No.
I know it's a roundabout figure, but $80, man. I Moose is pre-ordering his now. I can see him.
I am. It's right here. It's right on my screen. I just pulled it up.
So, but yeah, I'm excited about that. That's a great thing. But as we talk about Marvel, right? This is a topic for me that I want to transition us into that I've been near and dear to my heart, and I've been waiting for the right moment. And it was a social media post for us as well. I need to find out, where do we rank the last 6 Marvel Disney Plus shows? Right? I need you 6.
Moon Knight at the bottom. That's all I know.
Okay, so Moose is going Moon Knight number 6. All right, all right.
I'm going Moon Knight number 6 as well.
Okay, I mean, so we're in agreement here. We're in agreement. Okay. Number 6.
Okay.
Who's got number 5? Who's got number 5?
Number 5, I would go with Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier and Captain Marvel or whatever his name is.
Yes, great. Okay, we're still in alignment here. Number 5. Okay. Number 4.
Number 4, I would go with WandaVision.
Vision. It's
this is where the branch happens. This is a riff in the time experience here. I go with Loki as number 4 for me.
Now Loki's going to be my top, by the way.
Oh my!
But keep going.
Number 4 for me. Okay, so number 3. What do we got? Number 3.
Number 3.
What do we have left? Loki, Hawkeye, and what?
What if? Right?
Yeah, you guys have those. I don't have that one. Yeah.
Oh, really?
You don't have that one?
Yeah, because I picked Loki as 4.
No. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Go ahead. So number 3, top 3.
Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna go Hawkeye, What If, and then Loki at the top.
Wow, is that the same thing you got, Mike? Is that the same thing?
That's where I'm at. I might be able to change places with Hawkeye and What If, but not really. They're close.
So you're gonna be surprised. So WandaVision 3 for me, Hawkeye number 2 for me, and What If number 1.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah.
So I got to tell you, for a second there, I almost put WandaVision number 4, but I can't do that to my WandaVision.
You didn't want to be called out. That's what it was.
I had to put it in the top 3. But I looked at this and I'm like, top 3, baby, top 3. If it wasn't for WandaVision, we wouldn't have WandaVision 2. I mean, Doctor Strange. But yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. Now, in saying that, we got our 1 through 6. In saying that, was there any show out of those 6 that really went above and beyond what you expected the show to deliver? Did any of those shows deliver beyond your expectation, or did they all, did they fall lackluster?
No. So for delivery,
I'm sorry, man.
No. Go ahead. I know what you can say. That's a loaded question.
No, it's you saying lackluster. Yeah, there's plenty of lackluster. What are you talking about?
Different extremes.
Okay,
so for me, the one that stood out more than I expected was Hawkeye, for sure. I thought it might be good, but I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was. And that's really because, and I'm forgetting her name right now, but she really played a good role there. And they did bring in Fisk at the end, which was nice to see. So to me, I'm not saying it was the best. Obviously, I already named them, but to me, that did better than I thought it would.
Moose, you agree?
Yeah. No, I think he's right with that comment. But you're telling me that could somebody else have delivered? Yeah, they could have delivered. I think each one of them, I could say they could have delivered more. But anyway, tell me the list. Tell me the list.
No, that was the list there, the 6. Right, so
yeah. Did anybody
you,
come out and rank it?
Yeah, the post
yes.
that
you want the list.
Hello.
Okay. Number 6. Right away, I didn't even bother bringing this list up because when they started with number 6, I'm like, this list is bogus. Number 6 is What If.
Oh my gosh.
Number 5 was Hawkeye.
What?
Number 4 was Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Uh-huh.
Number 2 was WandaVision. Number 3 was WandaVision. Number 2 was Moon Knight. And number 1 was Loki.
Listen, I think maybe there's some confusion as to the order.
I think it was backwards, right?
Except for Loki, it was backwards.
So I'll tell you, my biggest surprise was Hawkeye, like you said, Mike. I think my biggest letdown had to be Loki. And I think I expected more from Loki. And I think you think about the way the series ran and how it ended kind of flat. I know you can say that about most of the shows, but I think Loki was my biggest letdown, considering the type of character he is and who played him.
That's funny that we're that's even the case, but each one of them could have delivered something else in there. I guess that's my biggest thing, I guess, and I just don't know if I don't know if Loki was that big of a letdown. I think What If was surprisingly good overall. I think Hawkeye still overall, when you get Fisk in there, I think it elevates the show. Loki, I thought Owen Wilson was the
main star.
Yeah, I mean,
like a piece.
Yeah, that was the what do you call it? Well, you don't see it coming. What do you call it? Anyway,
aha moment.
He was. That's a good one. That's the buzzword this month. Aha moments.
It is.
No, I think that was the shining star in that particular episode. I really do. I think he did a fantastic job, and I was worried about him being in that whole series.
I think we all were.
I wasn't actually. I wasn't, by the way.
Oh, of course you wasn't. Like, you looked it up.
No, and I said that. Yeah, no, because I'd seen him in several. I'd seen him in several movies, and I told you guys that I'd seen him in several movies before. I had no problem with him playing that role. But to go back to the what was most disappointment for me, Game God, because you'd asked that question, and the most disappointing for me was Winter Soldier. That was the most disappointing. I expected so much more from that.
I did expect more. I think the most for me would have been goodness. It's really a tough race between Moon Knight and Scarlet WandaVision. I really think that with WandaVision having so much potential, like they could have done so much more with the characters. They had 2 characters, just like Falcon and Winter Soldier. They had 2 characters they could have really done some action with, and they didn't. And then they introduced more characters, and they didn't. Right. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Well, listen, the reason why I say that wasn't the big letdown for me is because you and I weren't sold on it coming in, and that's why I know it wasn't. Yeah, but
it's still, I think that's still where they could have picked up. So,
Moose, I got one more topic that's near and dear to your heart.
Last one. Go ahead.
Hey, so I know you are one of the biggest proponents for AR. Right?
Yes,
and you know that you've told me in the past that if anyone's going to do it right, it's going to be Apple.
Yes,
right. So just this week, Apple has previewed its AR VR glasses to its board of directors and are hinting at a new future launch, possibly announcement this fall. Right? So there's pictures of this stuff already. It's mimicking Steve Jobs' round glasses. Right? It has I can tell you right here, the specs on it right now is 6 cameras that perform environment mapping, eye tracking, and hand plus gesture recognition. Everything sits in a frame that's incredibly slim, looking less like hardware and more like a fashion accessory. An approach that's important for Apple's fashion-friendly ethos. The Apple Glass is what they're calling it. Concept even comes along with a rather wide charging case, styled to look like an elongated version of the company's AirPods case. Listen, we are close to this. We are close to this. They codenamed the operating software as ROS, or Reality Operating System.
Like it.
So there's a lot of pictures of this now. It looks official, and I know our sources are pretty close to this stuff.
Yeah.
Moose, around the corner, man.
Yes.
$500. If they charge you $500, would you spend it?
I'd spend $1,000. I'd spend $1,200.
Wow.
So, yeah. So that goes to show you just how much. And listen, Apple, you're not going to get anything for cheap anyway.
No, you're not.
Yeah,
I think
for something like that,
I think we'll see $2,000.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm still in.
I knew he would be.
They're going to do something incredible, with that. So that's why I say it's going to be incredible.
I will wait for enough people like Moose to buy it, so the prices will come down later on.
No, Moose, I'm telling you right now, Moose, if you see these pictures, you're like, take my money right now. Man, they had the little Apple logo on the frame. It's really thin. Oh, it looks amazing. Amazing. I can't wait. I'm with you, Moose. I might have to find $2,000 somewhere from Mike.
If Mike's not spending $2,000, you're not spending $2,000. We know if it's not what is that?
$9.99.
Yeah, it's not yours.
It is not mine.
Yeah.
Well, I think, listen, all that was on the social media piece. So I think that if you haven't checked our social media pieces already on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, go check them out. Go follow. We would love for that to happen because we do talk about some stuff on there. And, listen, our social media manager is on the hot seat. So he really wants you to go and follow so that he keeps his job. And we don't want to have to replace him.
31-day streak.
Not at all.
I don't know if it's been that long, but it's a nice
31-day streak.
Nice
yeah,
nice
31-day
all right.
Give
listen,
the man a raise.
Thanks for the guys on the verge of being fired, and you tell him to get him a raise.
Give him a raise.
He doesn't need a raise. That guy doesn't need a raise. He needs guts. Listen, thanks for listening to the podcast. We appreciate you guys following and listening to us, and please share it with everybody that you know. I mean, that's I can't say it more times. Share it with the people that you know.
Big weekend coming up.
Big weekend. Oh my goodness, we've got Obi-Wan. We've got Top Gun. Stranger Things. We've got in the following week. We've got The Boys coming out. So much to do, so much to talk about on the next week's podcast. Now, any changes for next week's podcast, don't be surprised because we'll just catch up for the following week, and we'll be here.
I was just leaving.
Nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert.
You've been listening to Podcast for Sci-Fi with Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike. Nerds have more fun. If it's anything sci-fi, we're talking about it. We had fun, and we hope you did too. We have to split, but we'll be back soon. In the meantime, hit us up at podcast4sci-fi.com. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Come to life.